Hi, my name is Clifford Lyne. I'm one of the co-founders of One Mind Body Soul. In 2016, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. At the time, I was training for Ironman. It was a particularly bad blow for me because I'd witnessed my mom suffer for 10 years with rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis started in my fingers, into my hands and in my toes, and eventually led me to stop most forms of activity, even some of the basic forms of activity of just getting dressed and tying my shoelaces and things like that were quite a feat. They don't have a cure for rheumatoid arthritis, and the meds, they give you some relief, but it doesn't take away the disease. She eventually died after 10 years of treatment, and for me, when I was diagnosed, it was almost like a death sentence to me. The disease progressed quite rapidly within me. So for a 2-year period, I headed down the same route as my mom with methotrexate, cortisone, anti-inflammatories, and folic acid. And really, it didn't halt the progression of the disease at all. It just kind of masked the pain. I tried altering my diet quite substantially, taking out the inflammatory causing elements in my diet, the sugar, the red meat, the processed foods, those sort of things. And although it helped a little bit, I still had the pain, I still had the inflammation. So then in beginning of 2018, Nikki, my wife, discovered Ozone Therapy at Brookdale. She came away from 3 days of ozone therapy in a steam sauna there and just felt amazing. She said she just felt energized and alive, and she was quite run down going into it. So she started to research and found that it treats a lot of different diseases, and one of them being rheumatoid arthritis. And we then researched how we would go about getting one for our house. We came across the HOCAT Pro through internet searching, and we then bought one, much to my objections, because I was quite skeptical initially. And from the day we got the machine, I felt like this was something that was going to bring about a cure. We started the machine. Initially, didn't really. I felt good. I felt energized, but I still had the pain in my hands and my feet. And it was only after a month and a half of treatment that I really started to feel a difference. And progressively, 6 months to a year, my condition in my hands got better and better. So initially, which I didn't go into earlier, but my hands were swollen. They were like sausages. I couldn't straighten my hands. I couldn't make a fist with my hands. They were quite deformed. My fingers. I had 30 joints in my hands that were completely swollen and inflamed, and just even to the touch was sore. I couldn't do anything. And a year and a half later, I honestly have no pain in my hands at all. I am catching balls with my son was hugely painful. Now he can kick a ball at my hands, and I honestly have no pain at all. So my life has changed dramatically as a result of ozone therapy.